Oh, are we doing the show? Hey, everybody! Welcome to the SPARCPass news update. Today's June 6th. My name is Mark. I'm joined by Spencer. Hey, Spence, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing? Do you have very tempered expectations for the day?
Dude, my expectations are so tempered. I want everybody who's listening to this to know that you should have tempered expectations for my level of enthusiasm on the podcast. Just everybody bring them down. I'm just kidding. We're gonna fucking go ham today. The game plan of the day, Spencer, here on the SparkPass News Update is to go absolutely fucking buck wild ballistic with Xbox Showcase nonsense. Cause that showcase is on Sunday, and it's time to get hyped, baby. It's Aaron Greenberg
there it
told us
is.
not to temper our expectations. Let's fucking go. Like, how amazing is it that I see one tweet of somebody going, hey, you don't have to prepare yourself for disappointment. To just be like, fuck yeah, let's fucking go, baby. Get in the fucking car. We're going to Disneyland.
Go to Disneyland.
So yeah,
Oh,
that's gonna be most of today's show. Most of today's show is just going to be baseless hype and speculation on the Xbox Game Showcase, Spence. I've asked us both to prepare three things. We'll probably do more. Maybe we'll do less. I don't know. But it'll be just a bunch of nonsense about the Xbox Game Showcase. But first, Spencer, we didn't do a show last week when the slate came out. That was on purpose. That was by design because we have a wacky schedule going on with the Xbox Game Showcase this week. I did want to go over briefly the games that came to Game Pass last week and the games that are coming to Game Pass this week. But I'm going to keep it real with you, Spence. This is not a great slate.
it's a pretty light one in my opinion.
Yeah, this is it's not looking good for the home team on this slate. So let's go through it real quick. Out now. Stuff you can go play today. If you would like to not play Diablo 4, which came out today, there's plenty of other options, including on Cloud Console and PC, came out June 1st. Car Mechanic Simulator 2021.
Yeah, we got to really I feel like we really need to drive home the 2021 of that. Maybe there hasn't been another car simulator or car mechanic simulator since then. This is the only one.
It's entirely possible that they
I'm
only
Googling
made
it.
one or two car mechanic simulators.
Oh, there's one back to 2018. So this might be a yearly release. Okay, 2021 is the most current.
Okay, Phil and I were about to have a heart-to-heart here, right here into the camera. Like, fucking Phil, if you gave me a 2 years old car mechanic simulator and told me to enjoy that for my game passery, is bullshit. Anyway, car mechanic simulator, if I wanted to do car mechanic stuff, I'd still have a good relationship with my dad, so I'm probably out on this one.
I'm still looking on it. Okay, first, all right. Damn it, I gotta cover so many things now. That joke was very good. The joke was very good. The second thing is there are there's Car Mechanic Manager 2023.
Car mechanic so you're managing the car mechanic. Jesus fucking Christ. There are so many video games that are just a spreadsheet.
It's listed as an RTS. What the fuck is this game? Why,
Bro,
why is
my
this
brother-
game?
My brother in Christ, there are so many video games that are literally just digital representations of running an office and keeping spreadsheets. There are so many fucking video games that are that. Why is that a thing? I don't get it. I do not understand. I will never understand.
Okay, I will say at least with Car Mechanic Simulator, you do like rebuild the cars,
Right.
and then you get to drive it.
Yeah. Cool. That's great. Like, I ain't got a problem with that. Like, build a thing and then test it. That's cool. That's cool video game stuff. I'm talking about the game you were talking. I'm not talking about. I have nothing else to say about Car Mechanic Simulator 2021.
You're talking about the
game
manager.
the management game that you just mentioned. What in the high, fresh, holy, what the fuck?
If it makes you feel better, it's not out yet, so.
Oh, good.
It may never see the light of day.
Can I pre-order it?
I'm sure you can. It's on Steam.
Steam Early Access, baby. I'm in. Jesus fucking Christ. Next game. I ain't got anything left in me for car mechanics. I had the joke. I had the dad joke, and that was all I had. So, we're moving on. Also out on June 1st. Slayers X Terminal Aftermath Vengeance. I don't know anything about this fucking game. That name is metal.
Yeah.
That game's fucking dope ass name. Good job.
But do we really need a name with 2 colons in it? Like,
Yes.
maybe we should have cut off part of it.
No, what they needed to do was turn some of the colons sideways into an umlaut
Yes.
and put those over some of the letters. That's what they should have done.
Yep.
That's absolute, like, there's no question. This is a boomer shooter, so, like, you know, cool. There's a ton of these boomer shooters coming out nowadays. It looks all right, but, like, I'm not, like, crazy about it. All right, here we go. The Big Con, console, cloud, and PC, that came out. Crime simulator. It's basically crime simulator. That sounds great to me. If you ever wanted to do crime,
Without getting in trouble.
without getting in actual trouble, now's your time. The Big Con is out. All right, Spencer, here's the one that you're gonna give a fuck about. Amnesia, the Bunker. Cloud console and PC comes out today, June 6th. Tell me all about the new Amnesia game, because I don't know shit.
You know, I don't actually know, like, a ton about it. I haven't really watched a lot of the trailers, but essentially, from what I understand, is you're in a bunker set in, like, it's like an old World War I bunker.
Okay.
And there's all kinds of terrors, essentially, stalking you and trying to kill you. And you need to use tools and stuff to escape. And similar to other Amnesia games, the idea is you need to keep the lights on. When you're in the dark, that is when things get bad. But if you're in a lit area, you're typically fine. But the cool thing, and, well, maybe this is cool, maybe it's not. I haven't really figured it out yet, how much I like this. You have a gun now. For those of you who aren't Amnesia fans, Amnesia: The Dark Descent was kind of one of the first games to be, like, in the horror survival genre that was like, you don't have weapons, all you have is your ability to run and hide while you solve these puzzles, which became kind of a staple in the horror genre. You know, we have, obviously, Outlast, which is arguably one of the biggest names in those type of games, due to how terrifying they are, which is not incorrect. Those games are horrifying. I
will never touch an Outlast game.
That's fair. I wouldn't expect you to.
I had to play one for a Game Pass library trial. One of those, like, the get the score. What are they fucking called?
Yeah, get, like, an achievement in this game or whatever.
Get an achievement in this game. Yeah, for Microsoft points. I had to do one of those. Fucking nope. I'm good, dog.
Yeah, I'll be real. Like, the most fun I've ever had with Outlast in my entire life is getting a few friends together and playing it as a group, and seeing who can hold the controller the longest without getting scared.
Right.
Or the time that a friend and I just got, like, pretty drunk and played it, and we're like, I'm not scared of anything. This is great.
There is no fear in my heart.
It was gone. So I wasn't scared at all.
Basically, what I learned about Amnesia: The Bunker today is you have a gun and you need it to be lit. It's lit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and I've been seeing some reviews and things pop up. I haven't, like, actually looked for, like, scores. More, I've just seen some headlines of people, and multiple of them have said that it is one of the scariest Amnesia games that they've played. Which,
great.
I'll be honest with you, maybe okay. I understand. I have a slightly skewed opinion of what is scary to some people, being a horror
Right.
fan. Amnesia: The Dark Descent, horrifying. Game was terrifying to play. Still has some of the scariest moments in a video game of my entire life. Machine of Pigs, not that scary.
Yeah.
Whatever the next one was called that I already forgot the name of, not that scary. Not that great. If this is bringing back the scary, I'm in. I'm sold. Give it to me.
There you go. Well, you can go check it out on Game Pass today. It is out today on everything. Also out today. I'm not going to delve super deep on this one because this is returning to Game Pass, and we talked about it before on like one of the first episodes of the show, like a long ass fucking time ago. Hypnospace Outlaw, which is they describe it as a 90s internet simulator. So like, you know, if you want to relive the horrors of CompuServe forums, Hypnospace Outlaw is the game for you.
Do you like clip art?
You want to avoid viruses from downloads on LimeWire? Then this is the video game for you. Hypnospace Outlaw is actually pretty cool. I'm not going to go super deep on it because, again, we've talked about it before. But it's back on Game Pass. It left for a while. Now it's back. We love it when games come back to Game Pass because maybe you didn't get to check it out the first time. And that also means it's going to leave again, which means it'll get that 20% off sale again. So, you know, promise of savings in the future, and you can play it on your sub right now. Another game you can play on your sub right now, except you can't because it's not June 8th yet. There's 2 games coming out on June 8th. One, Rune Factory 4. Spencer, the JRPG farming game, is the genre of 2023. It will never die. Rune Factory is one of them.
Yep.
This is really one of the sort of progenitors of this genre of like the JRPG mashed up with a farming game. It was kind of one of the first ones. So it's cool that it's here. Again, we always talk about how Xbox is making a genuine concerted effort to get Japanese-made games on the platform. Mm-hmm. And this is one of them. It's a JRPG farming game. I'm out. But like, it's important that it's here. Yeah, I'm good. The other one that's coming June 8th to cloud and console is Stacking. The Double Fine back library continues to make its way onto Game Pass. This one, I don't know if you'll remember this one. This was back in the Xbox Live Arcade days. The Double Fine game that was a puzzle game that was basically just like solving puzzles with the Mastroika dolls, the like dolls that go like in one another. This is that game. It's fine. I like Stacking fine. It's a good puzzle game. So again, the Double Fine backlog continues to make its way onto Game Pass, which cool, they own that. It should be there.
Yeah.
Why not? Right. And then the last game is I'm gonna butcher this name, and I apologize to the developers of this game. I apologize to anyone who's a fan of this game. I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this. I already know. Dordogne. Dordogne. I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce the name of your game. I'm so sorry. This is a day one Game Pass game. It's coming out June 13th. It sort of looks like it's like a painter. The painterly art style is really cool. But it basically looks like it's one of these like sort of narrative driven, the narrative and art sort of driven aesthetic indie games. Which, I'm all about that. That's cool. I don't really know a whole lot else about the game, to be completely honest with you.
I'll tell you what, I Googled it.
Yes.
Immerse yourself in a unique narrative experience and explore the 1,000 summer colors of... I also Googled how to say the name, and unless Google is telling me incorrectly, it is Dordogne. Dordogne.
Very good. We learned how to pronounce the name.
I guess that is somewhere in France.
Yes, that is definitely French. I knew it was French by looking at it.
Explore the 1,000 summer colors of Dordogne as you visit your childhood to uncover lost family secrets. Wait for it. In this touching, formative journey.
That sounds like a walking simulator to me, baby.
It looks like you actually will do some like photographing and various things like that along the way. Whether those are like necessary to the game or they're just like hey, you're going down a waterway in this boat. Be cool if you took some pictures of stuff along the way.
Fine. I ain't got a problem with that. That sounds lovely. Considering how fucking busy my life is and I'm going through full existential crises on a regular basis, go down this French River and take some pictures.
Yeah. That sounds great.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we learned how to pronounce it properly so that I don't get bullied by French people. So that's good.
Yeah. Listen. We have no excuse to not figure out how to say words. It's 2023. The internet can teach me anything.
Yeah, I know. I'm a fucking idiot. It's fine. So that's all the stuff that's coming to Game Pass in the first half of June. We said a couple weeks ago that it was the weakest slate of the year. I feel like we have a new contender, Spence.
Yeah, it's the weakest month of the year so far.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was the first half of May was the one we said that was like dog ass awful, like real bad.
I don't feel like the last one we looked at was hot either, but...
No, the last one was okay. The last one was very indie centric, but like it was all right. It wasn't great, but it was all right. And FIFA was there, so like there's a big game for the people that just play AAA stuff.
Mark, you are not selling me on this at all, my guy.
Like generally holistically, like I did not think the last 2 week slate was that bad. The one last month was pretty bad. The first one of the month. I feel like this one's kind of on par with that one. I'm just like, bro, I ain't vibing with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for me. Maybe I'll repair my relationship with my father and play Car Mechanic Simulator.
Well, listen, Mark, do we have a game for the show next month? Because it could be... It could be Amnesia the Bunker, my friend.
I thought you were going to say it could be Car Mechanic Simulator. I'm down for the bit.
No, I was talking about a real video game, Mark.
Oh, okay, cool. Reply Hazy asking again later.
We're going to play a fucking scary game, I swear to God.
We'll see. I have not committed to anything yet. Real quick, before we get into baseless speculation, the games that are leaving Game Pass, there's actually some solid stuff on here. So I do kind of want to talk about this list real quick. Again, these are leaving on June 15th, and you can get a discount on them, 20% off. So, like, if you're playing one of these games right now, and you want to keep playing it, either finish it or buy it. Up to you. Your choice. You're an adult. Make good choices. Bridge Constructor Portal, Chorus, Maneater, Mortal Shell, Serious Sam 4, and Total War 3 Kingdoms are all leaving the service on June 15th. Mortal Shell, I feel like is kind of the loss there. There's a bunch of Souls fans, and Mortal Shell is basically indie Dark Souls, pretty much. Like most games are like, hey, we're like a side-scrolling Dark Souls, or hey, we're a Metroidvania Dark Souls. This is just, we made Dark Souls in Unreal Engine on a budget on a weekend. That game's neat. Also, Maneater. Any game where you can take a shark onto land and murder people is pretty sick. So, like, I would recommend checking out Maneater before we go, before it leaves the service. And the Total War games are also quite good. I've played the Warhammer one, and they're very good real-time strategy games. Or, like, I think they're technically 4X, whatever the genre that Civilization is. Whatever that sort of meta-genre of strategy games. It's the same genre as that, essentially, but with some real-time battles. Cool list of games. Unfortunate that these are leaving the service. Spence, any of these hitting your fancy before they go?
No.
Cool, great conversation we're having.
I mean, listen. Maybe Maneater just because it sounds goofy and fun, like to be a shark. I don't like RTS games.
I would highly recommend checking out Maneater before it leaves the service. It is good for a laugh for like an hour or two.
Yeah. I don't like RTS games. Portal Bridge thing seems fine, I guess. Doesn't look like something I'd enjoy. I don't give a fuck about anything Souls related in any way, shape, or form. I don't know what Chorus is.
Chorus is I actually played this one. I tried it. Chorus is a space flight game. It's a space shooter. It's a sort of. I'm gonna keep it real. The gameplay is pretty fun. The story is putrid.
Yeah, that tracks.
They wanted to make a story-driven space shooter game.
Mm-hmm.
The story-driven part didn't work out.
Just wasn't good. Didn't land.
Basically, the premise is that the protagonist did a genocide, and she's like, "Oopsie doodle." Like,
yo, that's my bad.
Pretty much, that's the plot of the game. Is she blows up a fucking planet, and she's like, "I want to work for the good guys now. Everything's forgiven, right?" Bitch, you blew up a planet.
It's like, well, now that I got my villain streak out of my system, I guess I'll be a good guy.
Yeah, no, you don't just get to exit your villain era and just go do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's goofy.
So story not great. The actual space sim flight mechanics and stuff are pretty good. It's a fun game to play, but just go play Everspace 2. Just play that instead. It's fine. It's already on the service, so just go play that instead. It does the space flight better and the story better. Just go play that instead if you're interested in Chorus. Game didn't land for me. But that's just me.
It's fair.
All right. So that's the Game Pass slate. Spencer, it's time for basis speculation.
Hey, can we do one tiny thing really quick just because I think it's important?
Yes.
Okay, so this kind of came out as we were starting the show, so neither of us have probably caught it on Twitter until now.
Okay.
The leaked and rumored Western Digital expansion cards are finally available. 500 gigs is $80 and a terabyte is $150. Still a little pricier than it should be, but significantly better than it has been when Seagate was the only one making this.
Yes, that is a huge improvement. That's awesome. I would be willing to pay around that. Basically, when these go on a sale, I'm going to pick one up.
I was going to say, I would be willing to wait for the 1 terabyte one to go on sale to a more realistic price based on other 1 terabyte drives that I can get. And then pick one up.
I do understand that, the solid state functionality that the Series X uses is proprietary, and I can understand it being a little more expensive. To me, $80 sounded about right in my head. 80 for the terabyte one. So if it goes on sale for half off or whatever at some point, which
even
I'm sure it will.
Even $100 for the terabyte would be okay. 150 is still a little high at this point when it comes to storage stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, I get it that it's proprietary, but I feel like that's just them going, what are you going to do? Not buy it? And the answer is yes, I won't buy it. I'll just delete shit off my hard drive. So
this will be something I'll pick up eventually. Once it hits a good sale, I'll pick one up.
Yeah, and I just feel like buying a 500 gig one is just kind of not very helpful anymore when you got games that are a few hundred gigs coming out, and it's I can have one more game for $80.
I'll say I have noticed file sizes, with a couple of exceptions, staring directly into the soul of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. File sizes have sort of gotten a little smaller. Feels like they've sort of leveled out at the 100 gig range.
Mm-hmm.
There are exceptions to that rule, but it kind of feels like it's leveled out. So storage for 5 extra big games or 8 million indies, that's fine. I would honestly consider buying the 500 gig one because I don't need that much more storage.
Yeah.
Right? I have the Series X, I have a terabyte. I don't need that much more.
Right.
So if the 500 gig one goes on sale for $60 at some point, bet I'm in. I'll just buy that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I am glad that we're getting more options because those Seagate ones were horribly overpriced.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing. Is just that now that these exist, if you have been holding off on it just because the Seagate ones are absolutely price gouging you, here's a chance to get one a little bit cheaper. Or again, just keep an eye out for it. We're probably going to see them on sale come like Black Friday, Cyber Monday kind of stuff, and pick one up then.
Big agree. Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely worth keeping an eye on that. All right, Spencer, now can we get into baseless speculation?
Yes, now we can just say outlandish things.
All right. Spencer, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay.
Oh, okay, actually, you know what? Let's set expectations a little bit. Let's not temper, but set expectations a little bit. What do we know is going to be at the Xbox Game Showcase? There's really only two things we know for sure.
We know Starfield's there, because that's like the main big thing, right?
We know that the last half hour of the show is the Starfield Direct.
Oh, have they said that it is the last half hour?
I don't know that they've said, like, exact timings, but basically, like, it's gonna be the last...
Which I think makes the most sense, right?
Yeah, like, they've said it's gonna be a roughly 2-hour show. I'm expecting the last half hour to be all Starfield.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, too. Like, drop the like, smaller information that we have about stuff, just like, here's gameplay trailers and dates and stuff, and then here's everything.
Right. That is what I am expecting. I'm expecting the last half hour of the show to be Starfield. And we know for sure that we're going to see Forza Motorsport. We may not see as much. They may not go super deep because they're doing a Forza monthly stream the next day. And Turn 10 has said they're going to go in-depth on the story mode of the game, the single-player content, that Forza monthly event. So I would not expect them to go super deep. I'd expect them to I expect a trailer, and I expect them to tease ahead, essentially, to Forza Monthly. That's kind of what I'm expecting out of the Forza segment. I'm also kind of expecting a release date on that one.
Yeah, I kind of am too at this point.
Yeah, it feels like about time to put a date on it, because it already got pushed from spring 2023. So it feels like it's about time to... They never put a definitive date on the spring 2023. It was just sort of floating there. They never put a definitive date on it. I would suspect that that's probably our November game, but we'll see. That's my
that would
current
make sense.
That's my current suspicion, but I'm expecting that, and I'm expecting a tease. The other things we know from an Aaron Greenberg tweet: no movies and TV shows. Great. It's a video game conference. Show me video games, please. Which that's a hard lesson that Microsoft learned a decade ago, and thank God we've still learned it.
Yeah.
Good news. And they have said no full CG. They have said everything that they are showing is either in-engine, actual gameplay, or a combination of CG plus either in-engine or actual gameplay.
Yep.
So no just here's a trailer, here's a logo kind of things, right?
Yeah.
So I'm expecting stuff that's a little bit further along, essentially, is what I get out of that. I'm not expecting them to go just to throw out a baseless example, Gears of War 6, here's the logo, it's coming out in 2028 or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting games that are a little further along that at least have something to show. So that's what we know, essentially, about the Xbox Game Showcase. We know Forza. We know roughly what the last half hour is going to look like. We've got basically an hour and 20 minutes of blank slate. I don't know what the fuck else they're going to show. Spencer, you first. Baseless speculation. What do you want to see? Let's rock.
I feel like I don't have a lot of things that are extremely baseless, so maybe I'll build some more as we go. We gotta see Hellblade too, right? It has been so fucking long, man.
So Hellblade 2 got announced at the Game Awards 2020, right?
That or 19.
It might have been 19, actually. I think you're right. I think it was 2019.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was definitely at the Game Awards. I do know that. It was the same...
19.
It would have been...
December 19.
It was 19 because it was the same show they announced the Series X.
Yeah, it was alongside the Series X announcement, and it was this is the kind of stuff you'll be able to do with the Series X.
Right. And that game has still not come out yet.
Yep.
I I think you're right. I think it's about time. I would actually not be surprised to see this start the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, big swing right off the top. Fuck you, it's Hellblade. Like, I can totally see that. I don't know. Here's my thing. We've seen so little. Like, they showed some gameplay, like, what? Was it this year sometime? Was it late last?
I think it was last year. I don't think we've seen it. We haven't seen anything about it in 2023, that's for sure.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, it was sometime last year they showed, like, a little gameplay snippet. It's about time for them to show us some more on that, probably. It's been damn near 4 years since the initial announcement.
Yep.
And Ninja Theory's been pretty quiet. I would definitely, like... I don't expect anything anymore. But, like, it feels like it's about time for that, you know? Like, it feels like we're about ready for more information on that. Even if that game's not coming in 2023, my vibe on that is, like, it's probably 2024, you know? Like, that's kind of my current vibe on Hellblade 2. But, we'll see. I would definitely... I know that's, like, the game for you, so I would be very excited to see it.
Yeah, that is definitely high up there on my list of wants and needs for video games.
Yeah. That first game is... We should probably... I know we've... Like, I think you did the audio essay on it. We should probably just do the first Hellblade for the show at some point.
Listen, I don't need an excuse to play Hellblade again. That game is top tier. Fantastic video game.
How many times have you played through Hellblade, Spence?
At least 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe 4. At least 3.
About right. Yeah. That shows the level of dedication. You full 1,000 that bad boy?
I'm sure I did. I originally played it on PS4, actually.
Right.
Before it came to Xbox.
Yeah, because it was initially PS4 and PC, and then it came to Xbox later. Yeah, that's right. That game slaps. Hellblade 1 is very, very good. And for them to be like, we're widening the scope. We're making it a full-fledged, full-length AAA action game. Hell yeah, I'm very excited about it. It's probably about time we see that.
Yeah, I'll be curious, like, how much of, like, the first game feel carries over into it, you know?
Yeah.
But either way, I'm looking forward to it. I'm always excited for more of that game and more of that franchise. It's a good game. It tells a really good story, and, like, the whole development cycle behind the first game is very, like, DIY. We got to figure this out because no one is helping us do it. Well, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. And it was like, that's cool. I like that. I dig this a lot. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, that game is rad, and I definitely do hope we see it at this showcase.
Yep.
Spencer, I got a bold prediction for you.
Okay.
Of a game I think we're not going to see at this showcase.
Oh, okay.
We ain't gonna see Fable.
You really think we're not gonna see Fable?
I think there are a lot of people that are going ham on Fable speculation right now. So we had the glitter post that I think everybody immediately assumed, the glitter from fucking Fable. I think there was the hilarious Aaron Greenberg Instagram post.
That one is really funny.
That one's really funny. People are going nuts. Like, I saw somebody posting, like, oh man, all the Fable games are on sale. Bro, the Fable games are on sale like every other fucking week. I genuinely do not think Fable is far enough along for them to show anything of substance. They are still hiring heavy at Playground on that game. They are... Playground is brand new at this. Mm-hmm. Most of what they've made is open world car games. They've had to build up a brand new studio section for this. That game got announced in 2020. They've been staffing up heavy since. I understand why people want to see it, because it is a big name Xbox franchise with a lot of nostalgia. Mm-hmm. I do not think it's going to be at this show. I think we're going to see it at the end of the year at the Game Awards. I do not think we're going to see it on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean...
I think they give it a little more time. Xbox almost always. Last year they didn't because they had nothing to save. Almost always they save something for the Game Awards. The Perfect Dark announcement was at the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Hellblade, which we just talked about, is at the Game Awards. They always, unless the cupboard is empty like it was last year, they always save something for the Game Awards. I think that something this time is going to be Fable. I don't think we see it. And I know that's probably going to be a bummer for a lot of people, because I know a lot of people are really excited about Fable. But, like, it's not that I don't believe. I will be very pleasantly surprised if Fable is there.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm not saying I don't want to see Fable there. I do. But, like, to program your big RPG that's probably coming out 2024, 2025, next to your big RPG that's coming out in a couple of months. It's also why I'm kind of like ho-hum on whether we see Avowed at this show. Like, Starfield is such a behemoth that, like, why are you positioning these other RPGs against this behemoth of an RPG, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it could be more just like people are going to be tuning in because they want the big RPG of Starfield, right? And they'll be able to watch the next RPG that they'll be able to play, like, in a year or so.
Yeah. So.
And it's kind of like, yeah, let's sprinkle that in there, right?
Yeah. I feel like it's probably more likely that we see Avowed than Fable to me. I think Avowed, my guess is that Avowed would be further along.
Yeah, it does seem like it would be further along at this point. And I guess it would kind of make sense, too, to wait on Fable until the games, like the Game Awards, and show a CG trailer. Because all we've seen is, unless I'm remembering incorrectly, all we've seen is, like, the logo, right?
There's a brief sort of CG trailer of a fairy flying around
that goes to the logo, right?
Yeah, that goes to the logo. That's all we've seen. That's like literally
nothing.
It.
That's like nothing.
Yeah. So I have a vibe that Avowed is probably a little further along. We may see that. I don't know about Fable, man. Like, and I would be very happy to be wrong about that.
Yeah.
But if it's there, I will be pleasantly surprised. But just the way, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be disappointed and be like, big L's for Xbox once again, right? But, like, Fable's, like, right up there. It's like the tier below Halo Gears Forza, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, here's Minecraft, here's Halo Gears Forza, Fable's in that tier, like, right underneath there, right? Of, like, OG Xbox franchises. I feel like they're going to want to take very good care of it. And I don't know that they're going to show it before it's, like, fully ready to go.
Yeah.
So I want to see it, obviously. I'm not a huge Fable guy, but, like, Playground made my favorite open world game up until Tears of the Kingdom came out anyway. My favorite open world game of the generation in Forza Horizon 5. So, like, Playground making an open world RPG, I'm in. I'm interested, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know that we see it, and I know that's kind of a bummer. But I'm not convinced yet. I think the glitter thing is a coincidence, and I think people are basing a lot off of not much.
What else do you think that could be, though? Because I feel like with everything, like, of the time to change their pictures on social media and making a video about it, like, that's just so random. Because obviously, like, they at one point had, like, briefly the Pride logo, and then now they have the Diablo logo. So, like, what else is the glitter? Or were they just like, what if we just fucked with people?
Honestly, I would expect that they're just fucking with people until we know otherwise. Like, that's just where I'm at. Like, I don't know. Maybe this is me being a pessimist and my expectations being tempered. Maybe that's me. I don't know. But I don't think we gonna see Fable, baby. I just don't see it.
Okay.
I don't see it.
Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this then. What do you think we are gonna see, or what is just some wild, ridiculous thing you want to see?
Okay. There's always at least one big third-party game at the Xbox Showcase. They always pair up with either the Ubisofts or the EAs, or, you know, before Call of Duty was PS4 adjacent, Call of Duty usually landed at the Xbox show. They usually pair up with one big third party. I do have a guess on what the third party is going to be. And this is based off of nothing. So we're in baseless speculation territory, everybody.
Okay.
Ubisoft's Massive Entertainment is finishing up work on the Avatar game, and they're concurrently working on an open world Star Wars game made by the folks who make The Division. I think that premieres the Xbox Showcase, and then we get more information at Ubisoft Forward. I think it's going to be one of those, like, because this feels like this happens all the time in these showcase kind of shows of, like, here's a game that debuted at the Xbox show, and then you'll get more information about it at the publisher's showcase, right?
Yeah.
Like, it feels like that's something that happens all the time. I want to know what the fuck that game is, because I'm on a huge Star Wars kick right now. I'm very excited. It's funny. My brain hears open world Ubisoft game and goes, well, fuck, that's better than fucking nothing from EA for 10 years. Like, I'm in. Show me what you got. I think that game will probably be at this show. If it's not at this show, it'll be at Ubisoft Forward, which I think Ubisoft Forward is like a couple days after. I forget exactly when Ubisoft Forward is. But I think that's something that would make sense with this show. Xbox and Star Wars have partnered up a ton in the past. I think it's something that would make sense to be here. And again, that's based off of stone cold fucking nothing. So we'll see. But that's one that I'm excited to see what it is. And I feel like that could hit at this show. I feel like there's a logic to that hitting at this show.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I don't know. That sounds really boring for what they're saying, though. To be like, these are giant heavy hitters, and then it's like, here's an Ubisoft game, because they've had great track records in the past decade.
They're a big publishing partner for Xbox. Like, they put Ubisoft Plus in the fucking browser.
Have they showed anything of that Star Wars game, though?
Not a thing.
I'd be surprised
nothing.
if the first thing we see of it is gameplay, though, or anything in-engine. Because remember, no CGI trailers at all.
I think they've shown... I think whenever... Again, because this is the team that made The Division. I think the first time they showed The Division, it was gameplay. I think the first time they showed Division 2, it was gameplay. So, like...
Yeah, I guess it could be.
They tend to not hold back on that kind of stuff. The first time they showed both of those games, it was with gameplay. So I would not be surprised if they had something there. Massive doesn't seem to, like, string people along with a bunch of CGI trailers. They tend to kind of do both, right? It's like CGI trailer plus in-engine stuff plus here's the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
That seems to be the way they like to do things at that studio. So... we'll see. That one, I'm kind of hanging my hat on that one as like, that's something I'd like to see. I know that's probably not the most exciting for most fucking people. But I don't know, man. I
feel like Star Wars, cool. Ubisoft, taking away my excitement real fast.
Listen, man, you have to understand, we have suffered.
We Star Wars fans have been very deprived of Star Wars content with all of the content that regularly comes out for Star Wars.
No, I'm not saying we've been deprived of content. There's plenty of shit, right? There's almost too much shit. Video game content, though?
Yeah, there ain't been nothing.
Aside from Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, those games aside, EA puts out like one game every like 4 years.
Yeah.
And it usually gets abandoned within a couple of months. Like,
You're not wrong.
it stares directly at Star Wars Squadrons. I'm still mad about Star Wars Squadrons. God damn it. Anyway, that's something I would like to see. And that's based off of nothing other than the game exists. And there was an article that came out that said they're probably pretty close to showing something, and they expect that game to come out sometime 2024-ish. That was from their recent conference call. So, like, it's probably about time to show that game.
Yeah. Yeah,
Probably
for not
lands here.
showing anything at all, yeah.
Yeah.
It almost has to be time to show it, unless they're going to, like, just up and drop it one day, which doesn't feel like this would be the kind of game to do that with, right?
Yeah, I don't really think so either.
In my opinion.
So, again, based off of nothing, but we'll see. All right, Spencer, guess number 2 from you. Based off of nothing, what would you like to see at the Xbox Showcase?
I want to see some more of the Halo Infinite campaign. Let's get an expansion going here, shall we?
Okay, very interesting. I would not be surprised if we get a Season 4 trailer. I think that's, like, almost a guarantee.
I think they've already announced, like, when the next bit of that's coming, right? Oh, God, I fucking hate
They
Discord.
announced Season 4 exists. They announced what it is.
That's the one that's going to have infection in it, right?
Correct.
That comes out the 20th.
Yeah, so they'll show something.
So they'll show a little bit of it, but I don't fucking care about that. I already know that that's coming. You don't even have to show me that. Don't waste my time. Show me stuff I don't know about. That's what I want from this. I found this out through a tweet. I don't need it in the showcase. Like, maybe show that and then be like, roll it into a story expansion or an update that says you can replay missions in 2023. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Spencer, I know they said to not temper expectations.
If that is tempering expectations, I don't know if I want my fucking Xbox anymore, Mark.
No, not the second bit. The second bit should happen. The story expansion bit. Given the turmoil and tumult over at 343 and how hard focused they've been on fixing the live service experience, if they've just been, like, secretly on background working on some campaign shit, I would be very impressed. I'm not expecting it. It would be very cool. I would love to see it, because I still maintain the Halo Infinite campaign gameplay-wise. I had some story quibbles, but, like, gameplay-wise, that campaign fucks.
Yeah, it was fun. That's why I want to be able to replay missions without going through the whole game again.
Right, yeah, it was very good. So, that would be cool. I don't know that, like, you can replay missions now would be part of the showcase. It's
if
probably
they're like, here's a big update for the campaign, it might be more than you think, because people were pissed about that. Rightfully so. It's stupid that you can't replay a mission. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's true.
So it wouldn't be like we're going to spend 25 minutes talking about it, but it would be like, here's the update. You're going to do this with whoever. You're going to continue this part of the story. Also, you can replay missions now, and here's, like, co-op. Those would be, like, kind of a group of update to come that all seem like small things, but coming together would be a very big update, right?
Yeah. See that? My worry with that is, like, they've been so hard focused on getting the live service fixed that I don't know where they'd have the manpower. Because you got to remember, 343 is not a small studio, but they're not at the massive scale that, like, Epic or, the folks that work on Apex Legends, what's the fucking name, Respawn, they're not at that scale. So I would be surprised if they're able to work on multiple big things like that at once, especially with all the sort of tumult and leadership changes going on over there.
Yeah.
I would fucking love it. It would be sick. I would definitely be ready to play some more Halo campaign. I'd be into that. So we'll see on that one. But I definitely think we're going to see something Halo Infinite. I don't think it's not going to be at the show. It's going to be at the show.
It has to be, right?
It has to be. Like, they have to show something, right? Especially when you have a new season coming out for it, what, a week after?
Yep.
Like, they gotta show something. So they'll definitely show something Halo Infinite. I would be very surprised if Halo Infinite does not make an appearance at the show.
Yeah.
So we'll see what it ends up being. My guess would be trailer for season 4, and then they announce that Project Tatanka, whatever it is, the like side project that they've been working on, that Creative Assembly's been working on.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my guess as to what Halo Infinite thing we see. Which I think that's a battle royale mode, which I know is not either of our jams.
Yeah, I'm super glad we spent time on that instead of anything else that could be good.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what goes down with that. All right. So here we go, Spence. This part of the show is inevitable, so I'm just going to do it. Spencer, our world has a rhythm. We all feel it, or we all sense it, but only a few of us can truly feel it. Those words were spoken by the same goddamn Everwild trailer I have been watching since 2020. This is the year, Spencer.
It's happening. It's gonna happen.
It's happening. This is the year. Aaron Greenberg told me to not temper my expectations. I've been tempering all fucking day. Tempering gloves off. We are gonna see Everwild. We're gonna know what the fuck the video game is. There was actually a little bit of an update. Somebody from VGC News, I think, is who it was, said the last they had heard is that the game had sort of drifted away from the sort of initial survival game direction and into something more akin to Viva Pinata, which is a game that Rare's worked on in the past. I'm fucking down with that. That sounds great.
That sounds significantly better than a survival game.
I'm super fucking down with that idea. I was intrigued of the initial idea of like a Sea of Thieves style game with no combat. If it's open world fucking Viva Pinata that I can play with my friends, that sounds fucking tight.
Yep.
I'm down. This is the year. Spencer, only a few of us can truly feel it. I can feel it. This is the year. I've been saying it since I first saw the fucking trailer at XO19. It is the Xbox game I am most excited about. I want to know what the fuck Everwild is. I love Rare. I love the games they make. Show me fucking Everwild, baby. Give it to me. Bring me home, Xbox. This is the fucking year, dude. They're doing it. It's been 3 years.
Yeah, like at some point it almost feels like, similar to like we said with Hellblade, like you gotta be at that point by now, right? Like if not, what the fuck have you been doing this whole time?
It is noting that they went through a bit of a development relaunch, essentially, which is not like horribly uncommon in like the beginning development of games, of like they have an initial concept and then it turns into something else. That happened a few years ago, and that we kind of heard nothing since, essentially. I think it's about damn time that we at least hear something. And if it's like the combo CG plus early in-engine gameplay footage thing, that's cool.
Yeah, at least it's something.
I just want to know what the fuck the game is.
Yeah.
Never has there been a trailer that has captured my heart and imagination like that fucking trailer, dude.
Yeah,
like,
you're all in on this.
Listen, this has been a bit for years. It's actually not a bit. I'm actually genuinely excited about Everwild. This is definitely the Xbox game that I am like most pumped about. I really enjoyed Sea of Thieves. So like them doing something a little friendlier than Sea of Thieves, you know, because I know that is kind of like the primary complaint of our friend group, that like Sea of Thieves can be a little like, or it can be a little vicious sometimes. Something like along those lines, but a bit friendlier. Super down. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want. Like I love the art style. I love the vibe. I'm in. Just show me what the fuck the game is. Like I'm ready. The world has a rhythm, Spencer. It's time. I feel it. I feel it out in the tethers of the multiverse. I'm reaching out, and what I'm hearing is Everwild. What I'm feeling is Everwild. It's fucking time, dude.
I really hope that they have Everwild. I'm very excited to see your reaction when they show it.
There is part of me that, like, it's been 3 years. There's part of me that worries that, like, it looks and sounds completely different now.
Yeah,
like,
it's just going to be a vastly different game than what they showed.
Yeah, like, they somehow turned Everwild into, like, a grimdark fantasy game somehow.
Yep.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, I just want to know what the fuck the game is.
Can you imagine that? They're like, you know that art and that whimsy that everyone kind of fell in love with? What if we didn't do that?
What if we decided to make I don't know, Druid Dark Souls out of that?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen, but that would definitely be funny.
I feel like you would fight someone.
Probably. Like, I mean, I have the urge to fight somebody on a regular fucking basis as it is.
Yeah. This would be the one. You'd be like, all right, well, coming for you, Rare.
Yep. I will fly to the UK.
Who the hell do you think you are?
You've only been doing this for like 30 fucking years excellently for the most part.
You son of a bitch.
Except for when Microsoft assigned you to be a Kinect studio for some reason. That was a dark time. We don't talk about those times.
Yep.
All right, Spence. One more. Baseless speculation. Hit me with something baseless, baby. Give me something.
Man. It's tough because they're talking about not showing anything CGI. So I'm like, okay, well, there's a lot of games that, like, we're ready for the next installment of. Yep. But we're not coming out for the first time with gameplay of it, right? Like, there's no way.
Now, they did say some stuff is in-engine. So, like,
yeah.
To me, in-engine is like, you know, you can show a cutscene. You know, like, a lot of cutscenes are done in-engine nowadays.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like...
You can see that.
Excuse me. I feel like... You know what? You know who we haven't even thought about at all outside of Starfield is Bethesda. What if we get something small from Bethesda again? Remember Fallout Shelter? And how that was just like, you can play it right now on your phone. What if we get something like that from Starfield? I don't want that. This isn't what I want to happen.
Right.
This is just something that we haven't even talked about Bethesda outside of Starfield. Like, I know that's obviously what they're focusing on, right? And ESO just dropped an expansion. We're not getting another one a few weeks later.
They probably, if I had to guess, because they always seem to shoehorn ZeniMax Online into these presentations, we'll probably get something on Fallout 76. I think they have another expansion coming.
It could be an expansion for that. I forgot about Fallout 76.
Yeah,
God.
so
that's a game that was a fucking letdown.
Yeah. That'll probably get shoehorned in here somehow. ZeniMax Online always seems to have a presence at these Microsoft shows. I mean, they're big MMOs. It makes sense.
Oh, right?
Yeah. So Fallout 76's expansion will probably get shoehorned in here. But, like, I'm super down with the idea of, like, here's a smaller thing from Bethesda. I mean, you look at all the Bethesda studios, like, Arcane just put a game out. Mm-hmm. Deathloop was only a couple years ago for Arcane Lyon, and Arcane Austin obviously just had Redfall. Machine Games is working on Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, Indiana Jones could be there.
Maybe.
This is where they announce the big fix for everything in Redfall. Wild speculation. It's just one guy walks out on stage and goes, I didn't want to fucking make this game. Shut up. And walks off.
Listen, nobody in the studio wants to make this game. If y'all haven't read that Jason Schreier report, by the way, highly recommend you go read it.
Yep.
It's makes a lot of things pretty clear about Redfall and how it ended up in the state that it was in.
Yeah. It was also infuriating to me to read it.
Yeah. So, you know, I can totally see like a smaller Bethesda thing. I can absolutely see that.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, the Indiana Jones movie is either just coming out or already out. I know I've read reviews for it. I don't know if it's out yet. But it would be around the same time as a marketing beat for the Indiana Jones movie, which, for the record, hasn't reviewed well. But there's a logic to, hey, the movie's out, come play the game. You know,
Yeah,
like
absolutely there is.
There's a logic there. So like, if there is a Bethesda thing, I mean, obviously I'm expecting the ZeniMax Online publishing stuff because it always gets in there somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing the Indiana Jones game for the first time, I would put that on the high probability list. I think it's about time we do see that game.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially like we said with the movie just coming out, it kind of makes sense that becomes your marketing reason, right? Of like let's roll off of both of these things.
Yeah, even if that game's not coming this year or next, even if that's like a 2025 thing. Like, you know, Machine Games has been working on that game for a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that got announced like right before Bethesda got sold. It was like right before. So, you know, it's been a few years since then. So I can totally see here's an in-engine thing that's not like full-fledged gameplay. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
I can absolutely see that being a thing. Which also adds some credence to my Star Wars things, because you just put the two Lucasfilm things together.
That would also make sense.
Here's Indiana Jones. Here's the Ubisoft Star Wars game. You'll see more of that at Ubisoft Connect, and you'll see more of the Indiana Jones thing later.
Be a good way to lead into one of them.
Yeah, put the Lucasfilm things together.
Yeah, speaking of
Bam.
classic film franchises.
Right, and they're both made by Lucas. They're both towards Lucasfilms. So, like, lead them into each other, baby.
Listen, if you show both of those things and you don't do that, I would like to talk to whoever planned this production, because they did it wrong.
Exactly. All right. So, yeah. I mean, we've hit a bunch of stuff there. Obviously, we'd love to see some more Halo stuff. We're big Halo fans here. Love to see more Halo stuff. I'm jonesing Forever Wild. What the hell is Bethesda up to post Redfall? You know, probably Indiana Jones, I think, is the most likely thing, but like, it's not like Bethesda's never surprised us with a random thing at E3 before, right? Like, in fact, they're kind of the masters of, hey, you've never heard of this thing, it's out today, right?
Yeah.
They're kind of the masters of that. So, like, I don't think that's outside of the realm of possibility at all. Let's see, we talked about the massive Star Wars game, we talked about what else? Oh, Hellblade. Hellblade seems like almost a certainty. I gave you guys my hot take of Fable's not going to be at this show. I don't think it's unlikely that we hear from Avowed. It's probably about time that we hear something from Avowed. That one's like,
that's been a while too, yeah.
The same show that Everwild got its last trailer was the last time we saw anything about Avowed.
Yeah.
So it's in the queue. It's in the hopper. It's probably about time we see something on Avowed. Again, I worry about positioning that next to a massive RPG, but Avowed is like not as big of a franchise as Fable. So like, if you're gonna cannibalize off of one of them, you probably cannibalize off of Avowed more than you cannibalize off of Fable, IMO.
Yeah.
So like, I can totally see a world in which we see that game.
Yeah. And I don't feel like this is the show to show more of the Outer Worlds 2. That feels too much of a direct competition to Starfield. Even if there's something ready, you know, we're only 2 years out from seeing the reveal trailer, so they may not have anything yet anyway. But that's just too close to Starfield to like, I know they're not the exact same game, but they're pretty similar, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, RPG that's adjacent to Fallout in space. Yeah. Yeah. It makes total sense. And I mean, whenever we first saw Outer Worlds 2, it was just a logo, right?
Yeah.
So, like, they were just getting started then.
Yeah.
So I would not expect anything on that game, especially because it does directly compete with Starfield. I would not expect that. I think Avowed is the more likely contender there. I wonder what In Exile is up to. The guys that make Wasteland, the like old Fallout studio. I'm kind of wondering what they're up to.
Oh yeah.
They put out Wasteland 3 in like 2020. Been 3 years. Like, I could totally see them being up to something. You know, again, we've talked several times about it's probably going to be a long time till we see the Elder Scrolls. It's probably going to be a long time till we see another Fallout game.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good long while.
But the In Exile staff is a lot of the old Interplay Fallout staff, like the Fallout 1 and 2 staff, is like the founders of that studio. What if the special thing that Bethesda was working on, what if the smaller thing that Bethesda's working on is In Exile is doing a remaster of the old Fallout games?
So are you thinking this is a remaster in the same style, like top-down?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know how well that would do.
I feel like there would be an audience for that.
But is the audience big enough to justify the money to do it?
I think that Fallout fans, after the disappointment of Fallout 76 and knowing that their game is third in the queue now, would be stoked that anything is coming out for Fallout in the next decade. I genuinely believe that. I don't know what the fuck In Exile is up to. Maybe they're continuing Wasteland. They're doing their own thing. Right?
That would probably make more sense, I think.
But I think there's a logic to that. I can definitely see Bethesda going, we ain't going to do shit with Fallout for a while other than Fallout 76 sort of periodic updates, right? Here you go, In Exile. Here you go. Like, you want to remake the old games? That's cool. Do that. Like, I can totally see that. I don't know that would happen, but like that would be something that's sort of like out of left field and go, oh shit, yeah, Fallout 1 and 2. Like, those games haven't been readily available in a modern way in a long time. Putting those on Xbox now that Xbox owns it, I think would make total sense.
Yeah.
Like, I can see that. Obviously Obsidian's busy, so I don't think Fallout would go to Obsidian. Because they're making Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed and like 800 other things.
Yeah.
Right? So Obsidian's busy. If In Exile isn't up to anything, I can see it.
I mean, yeah, I don't not see it, right? Like, I mean, if they're not doing anything else.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't heard a peep from them.
And we know Obsidian's too busy to be making a New Vegas 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only other like Fallout thing that there could possibly be.
Yeah. So I think that if we see an out of nowhere thing from one of Bethesda's major licenses, that might be it. I just literally just thought through that on the fly. I wasn't ready for that one. I'm like,
I made that up as I went.
I was literally making that up as I was going along. I was sitting there thinking, like, what other studios does Xbox own that we haven't heard from in a while? In Exile hasn't made a game since 2020. Well, I wonder what they're up to. We do also know about Contraband, which we got like a logo trailer for all the way back. I think that was last year, 2 years ago. That's made by the folks that made Just Cause. So probably we'll see something on that, would be my guess.
Yeah.
It's probably about time Undead Labs shows us something on the new State of Decay. Again, that same 2020 show. We haven't heard a peep since that 2020 show. That's Avowed, Everwild, and State of Decay that we haven't heard a thing from since that 2020 show. And this is the 10-year anniversary of State of Decay. I think that would also make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I didn't know it was the 10-year. Oh, yeah, there's something for that probably.
Yeah. So, like, there's a bunch of stuff outstanding out in the world of Xbox. Again, a lot of it... Go back to that E3 2020 show. It's basically what I'm telling you.
Yeah, like, kind of, right? Just pick up there and pick anything out.
Go back to that show, what they announced at that 2020 show, that they announced way too far out.
Yeah.
Pick all that stuff up and go, okay, show us gameplay of that one, and that one. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Xbox has stuff in the hopper, and it's time to deliver on that stuff in the hopper. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, if they throw out some other surprising stuff, I think that's dope, right? Stuff that we don't see coming is always good. But they have so many things in the queue, like, it's probably time to start delivering on the stuff that's in the queue.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, a ton of that stuff has just been nothing since then.
So go back to your old Xbox shows and take a quick flip through, and I feel like that's a lot of what we're going to see. It's going to be mostly deliverables on that stuff.
Yeah.
Which is good. Like, they have a lot of exciting stuff in the queue, right? Like, I'm not a huge fan of State of Decay, but those are popular games on the Xbox platform. State of Decay 2 still gets, like, constant play. Like, it's always up there in the list, surprisingly. You know, new Forza, big Starfield announcement, Everwild, because I believe, I believe this is the year. This is the one, I believe. Xbox has got a lot of cool stuff going on. I'm genuinely excited about this show. I feel like there's an opportunity here to pick up on some thought share because the PlayStation Showcase was kind of mediocre.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely a big opportunity here. And the people at Xbox are saying dream big, right? Like, they're not... It kind of feels like Microsoft has sort of two modes. There's, like, temper your expectations Microsoft, and there's confident Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a lot of confidence in this showcase.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that sort of timid, like, oh, yeah, we got some stuff. Like, they're going, no, this is the big one. So my expectations, I don't know about you, not tempered, pretty high.
Yeah, I mine are pretty high at this point because they almost have to be, right?
Yeah.
Like, they have to do this right.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like this is going to be a big show for Xbox no matter what. And I don't tend to buy into, like, this is the most important blah, blah, blah in the history of the... This one's an important one.
Oh, yeah, this is a big one.
This is an important one. I feel like they, after what has been a horrible 2022 and, like, an up and down 2023, so far, there's been highs and there's definitely been lows.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time to come out swinging, and I hope that they do. That's where I'm at on the Xbox Showcase. I'm being realistic about it. Like, obviously, I would love for them to just go balls out and go, here's Gears of War 6, here's a Halo Infinite update, Forza Horizon 6 in fucking Japan, right? Like, I would love for them to just go ham, right? Of like, here's everything you want and here's all the big shit. I think it's mostly going to be stuff that we already know about, but that's not a bad thing. Delivering on the stuff that is exciting in that known history is also good, right? We've been waiting for a while. It's time to deliver. It's time to bring the goods home, and man, do I hope they bring the goods home.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to watch it live with us this Sunday. The Xbox Game Showcase is on Sunday. I think it's at 1 o'clock Eastern. That sounds right?
Yes. I'm like 99% sure.
Yeah, 9 o'clock or 1 o'clock Eastern, so noon Central. We're going to be streaming it live on twitch.tv/SparkPass. So you can come watch the show live with us. Or if you don't want to watch the live stream, you want to watch the live stream on your own, that's cool. You can head on over to the SparkPass YouTube channel. After the fact, we'll have like a post-game show. You can head over to the YouTube channel. You can head over to wherever you listen to SparkPass. And we'll have all things Xbox Showcase for you on Sunday. It's going to be an exciting day, Spencer. I hope they stick the landing.
I do too. I want to see some positivity here, right?
Yes. It has been a very negative few months in the Xbox thought space. I am very anxious and hopeful for like an exciting, positive, like that was pretty good show. I'm not expecting them to like blow the doors down, but I'm expecting them to deliver.
Yeah, same.
Like, I'm expecting them to deliver on what they've promised, and I'm excited. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see you guys on Sunday for the Xbox Showcase, and we'll be back with a Redfall episode next week. That's going to be a different kind of exciting.
Yep.
Because I feel like Spencer's going to be really spicy on that show, and I'm very excited about a spicy Spencer show. So we've got Xbox Showcase on Sunday. The week after, we've got the Redfall episode. stick with us here on SparkPass. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.